resonates differently.
So we're back with Reverse 1999, and it's the 2.5 update, which did come out, I think, 3 days ago. I think I'm not positive. I think it was 3 days ago, maybe 4. What should we do first? Do we play Critic Crash first and polls, or should we start the story? If you know, like, I think she's trying to figure out like a crime scene, but she's also in a movie set.
Cut. More. Hit harder. It has to feel real. Roll again.
What? Not again!
I've heard you're assisting us with Nightpiercer, our arcanist vigilante.
Yes, sir.
Our suspect is highly unpredictable. Much time.
Director Noah, I heard someone's been stalking you.
Probably just crazy fans. I'm used to it. Now get to makeup. This is an important scene.
About that fire 8 years ago. What happened?
Did you join my cast just to interrogate me?
Yeah, I want to see what her story is about.
First, the Nightpiercer case. Now this mass hysteria. If they're trying to bring a movie to life, then the last puzzle piece. The Shahua Parade.
Whoa! What's that?
That's Jingliang, the Xiandao Beast.
So cool! Like a big cat! Thanks!
I think we have some extra characters in here too.
No sign of the suspect.
There's Anna Lee on the left.
Lily, 你望到啲乜嘢啊？
Wow, what an awesome parade!
Eyes on suspect. Requesting backup.
强龙既出，王有过，斩杀凶旧，小节不详。Look, it's the real 桥梁。
Showdown in Chinatown. Right, start. Does anyone need to grab food or drinks before we hit start? I'll give everyone what, 3 minutes. If that's too short, 5 minutes. So we'll be back in what, 25? Or should I do 3 minutes? Alright. I'm gonna leave it on this one since the music's kind of neat. Arcade. came back too early. So I have 3 more minutes. I guess so. Let's see. Since we have extra time, I'm gonna grab another bottle of water. Alright, let's get it started. So stage 1, fresh play story. Nothing like a cold welcome to greet a rookie. It's a movie set.
相传商周时期，天地间魑魅魍魉横行，有恶兽为祸人间，令神州萧条，生灵涂炭。幸有大贤方相氏受天子之托，向12摄提神请愿，得巫武之力，降服恶兽，收为己用，更名为显道兽。显道兽得摄提神感召，化为驱逐世间诡异、护一方安宁的神兽，得万民敬奉。然至唐末时，战乱频起，为守显道兽之传承延续，最后的方相氏在先去之前，将其分别托付给12镇子，其中显道兽强梁，壮虎衔蛇，凶悍无匹。得强梁之人，后以兽为名，改姓为梁，世代相承。时至今日，虽说世间已不再有妖魔肆虐，梁家也已不像过去那样风光，但家族上下都始终牢记祖训。守礼克己，秉公持正，将为世间惩奸除恶视为己任。翻开家谱，每一个名字后面必定都是一个行得端、坐得正、响当当的良家子弟。然而，显道兽强梁却已有近100年未曾现身了。直到你，我最引以为傲的女儿。直到你再一次唤醒了强梁，你可知自己肩负着何种重望
？His hand rests on the girl's shoulder. Its weight like that of the world.
我知道的，爸爸，你就相信我吧。
She has heard the story 1,000 times, and for years this answer has been engraved in her mind, for it is the only answer she has been allowed to give.
I will not fail our family. I will fulfill my destiny as a worthy master of Qiangliang.
Arcane Affairs.
Morning, guys. All right. Who wants to hit me with some good news and make my day a little easier?
The report on that summoning ritual is done. Seems like the destination was some farm out in the sticks.
Hey, did someone take the pendulum without signing it out? We've only got one to go around.
Everyone in the division of Arcane Affairs is caught up in the chaos of their own work, too busy to notice the officer who has just stepped in.
Let's try this another way. First three of you to give me some good news will earn yourselves a coffee. My treat.
Get ready, D, because what I'm about to tell you next is gonna blow your mind.
Save me a cup. I gotta find our pendulum thief first.
Apparently, it doesn't take much to become the most popular person in the office, but before anyone can earn a steaming cup of Kocho, an angry shout interrupts them.
Hello? Excuse me? I'm still here. I'm a tax-paying citizen. I pay your salary, so why don't you stop gossiping and do your job?
真係上梁不正下梁歪。
He shoots Player a glare before stopping his way to the Division of Arcane Affairs, muttering curses under his breath.
Him again? What's he complaining about this time?
Having brought the missing pendulum back to its place, the officer strides over to grab the coffee. He shrugs.
Some nonsense about making a mistake while we were out searching for a dog in Chinatown.
A missing pooch? Since when are we the dog patrol?
I know, it's not our job. And then he got all huffy about us being brash and naive. And then I was right back to complaining about the incident last year.
You remember when that rookie saw bruises on a kid and kicked up a whole fuss about child abuse? Turned out it was just some traditional Chinese massage. After they got cleared of the charges, the kid's parents were fuming about it for weeks. But like, come on, it's literally a rookie mistake. He apologized and they forgave him. You'd think that'd be a problem solved, right? But this guy just wouldn't let it go. He's not even related.
Still, must have left a bad taste in his mouth, I guess. I just don't get why he's complaining about it to us. We don't find missing dogs. We find critters.
They exchange a glance, and Polier lets out a sigh.
Well, at least most folks are friendly. Yeah, well, I was asking for good news. So how about something upbeat?
Sorry, I've got nothing of that particular flavor. Just the opposite.
Let me guess. Our vigilante struck again?
The officer drops the morning paper in front of her. As her eyes laze on the headlines, her coffee suddenly smells bitter.
The vigilante night piercer bestows justice to LA streets. Ugh, so melodramatic. Who got hit this time?
Some rich varsity boys. They got in the news over some hazing incident that put a teammate into the ICU. But you know how it is. Strings are pulled and all the charges went away.
But get this. All of them were found penned up on the school's fencing this morning. And with those injuries, looks like they can kiss college football goodbye.
Hate to say it, but I gotta side with the vigilante on this one. Those kids were monsters. Still.
We're the police, and crime is crime. Doesn't matter how scummy the victims might be.
Irritated, Polier tosses the newspaper into one of the many clutches desks around her.
The arcane skill this guy cast, using those needles? It's like he's trying to imitate Detective CO7. What's up with that?
CO7? Like from the movie series? Don't act so surprised I've seen them. You know I love movies about Arcanum.
So, do we got anything?
Have you seen the look on Chief Eldon's face yet?
Polier stares over. Wait. Polier looks over the deputy chief's office, squinting as he tries to see through the slanted blinds.
Hot damn. I know that look. Wasn't the last time when he found out his daughter was dating some jackass crook? I know this Nightpiercer guy's been tricky, but is it really that bad?
You don't know the half of it. The pressure's been building on him. Now, apparently the uptops are sending us some support. Some cadet from the Vigils Bureau. I guess they've decided we're not working hard enough, or something.
Vigils? From the Foundation? Aren't they only responsible for the Arcanum crimes that'll cause serious consequences? I don't see how this Nightpiercer guy is their kind of trouble. Besides, how's a Vigil even going to help us? They don't know the city like we do. And not even a full agent, just a cadet. Wait, did you say cadet?
Portier steps back to the officer, her eyes wide. He can't let that world slide without notice.
You heard me. Apparently, they decided this is gonna be a thing. Send the cadets along to assist and test their chops. So now we're not just dog catchers, we're babysitters too.
Is this some kind of joke?
Your words, my lips.
The chief said it's a chance to develop a better working relationship between us and the Vigils. I think Brass just wants to cozy up with the St. Pavlo Foundation.
She sips the rest of her coffee and tosses the empty cup into the trash.
Yeah, that would explain the look on Eldon's face. So what? Anyone know when this cadet is due? Or hell, anything useful at all?
I heard tell it's some Chinese girl from a famous family of arcanists. She's got a mega powerful familiar, and that's why the Vigils recruited her.
Really? Just for her familiar? That can't be the only reason. Did she at least, like, score well on her tests?
Apparently, she didn't even take the test. She was still in training when she was picked. No field experience at all.
Portier tries to maintain her stern demeanor. The frustration proves too much to contain.
So you mean this girl's a total liability? Some spoiled rich kid debutante looking for a chance to polish her resume?
The officer lets out a dry chuckle, but as her reply is about to leave her lips, her eyes flick behind Portier and her tone changes.
That's not exactly what I said.
They wouldn't just put anyone in this position. The office falls silent as all eyes turn to the unfamiliar figure standing in the doorway.
Excuse me. I'm Vigil Cadet Liang Yue from the St. Pavlo Foundation, Vigil's Bureau, reporting for duty, ma'am. Could you please point me to Deputy Chief Eldon?
He's in his office.
Portier is the one to break the silence. She jerks her head towards the office in the corner as she speaks.
I see. Thank you.
She offers a slight nod and, under the scrutiny of every officer present, makes her way to Deputy Chief's office. As soon as the door is shut, rumors break out like wildfire.
That's our princess? I've seen street rats bigger. I bet I could lift her up with one hand.
Don't forget her familiar. Though, I don't see it now. So she must be a summoner.
Lucky her. I wish my great-great-great-grandpa left me something like that.
But what's Eldon gonna do? No way he's letting this baby rat scurry into our investigation. I'll show her the door myself if he'll let me.
Guaranteed our Vigil-to-be is a spoil airheaded legacy pick. I can't imagine she's the type to follow orders.
Guys, we won't get any answers just sitting here.
Yeah, you're right. I need to get back to work. Josh is out on leave, so I've got to cover all his cases.
Hey, hold on. I've got a way to get the scoop on this girl.
Before Polly can walk away, She grabs her sleeves and a knowing look on her face indicates towards the deputy chief's office.
Liang Yue, specially recommended by the Foundation's East Asia branch for selection into the Vigils Bureau, top of class during your training. Selected to serve as the pilot for the Vigil Cadet Field Training Program with the LAPD Division for Arcane Affairs. It's an impressive resume.
Thank you, sir. Actually, it's not that...
Did I ask for an explanation?
Her voice faltered for the moment.
No, sir.
Then don't give me one. You talk when I tell you to talk. You sit when I tell you to sit, and you do exactly as I say when I say. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir.
On the other side of the thin wall of the office, the officer exchanged sparks as they listened in on the conversation.
Classic Elden. Reminds me of the good old days.
Good? The hell was so good about them? I think you've taken one too many smacks on the noggin. Still, she isn't as stuck up as I expected.
And she's probably a wuss. I figured she was gonna backtalk him. More like a meek little mouse than a rat.
They press their ears against the wall and fall silent once again.
I've been told you're here to assist us in catching the vigilante known as Night Piercer, but one look at you tells me you don't have the chops. I'll bet you're greener than any rookie on my force. Now, Liang, answer me. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
On this beat, you're going to encounter arcane crime that is worse than anything you've seen in your training. Beyond your imagination. Are you prepared?
Yes, sir.
When it comes to dealing with arcanist criminals, you need wits and you need strength. One mistake and you could end up in a casket on that long flight back home. So I ask again, are you up to this challenge?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
No, you aren't.
He pulls a newspaper from the door and slams it onto the desk.
Read it.
The arcanist scammer Johnny 3 Times has been apprehended. Using his arcane skill, ominous obeisance, he manipulated his victims to do anything he asked, specifically transferring all their money to him. In order to successfully cast his arcane skill, he requires his target to answer yes 3 times in 1 minute.
If you had been dealing with him, he'd already have you dumping your trust fund into his bank account. Or worse.
With all due respect, sir, that isn't a fair evaluation. I wouldn't have answered you that way if you were not my commanding officer.
Fair? There is no fair when it comes to arcanists. You've read the headlines about this guy and think you know what to expect? But what if he had abilities the news didn't know about? What if he could disguise himself? Or do you think that crooks just leave their resumes behind at the crime scene?
For a brief moment, she is at loss for words.
No, sir.
This article was published a week ago. If you were as ready as you claimed, you should have known about this con man and his arcane skill. If you had any smarts, you'd have at least figured out I was probing you. But you didn't. I don't know what the Foundation and your Vigils teachers taught you. Frankly, I don't care. Because you don't have the practical skills necessary to keep yourself alive on these streets. I will absolutely not put a kid like you on the Night Piercer case.
Her cold voice carries through the wall. The officer outside exchange glances.
Cold and ruthless as a Minnesota winter. Eldon's never been a people person. Guess that's why they keep him stuck down here with us.
I don't know. I agree with him. But he's being pretty rough on her.
She's definitely too young for this. What you think? She gonna cry?
Look, if she can't handle the chief, then she can't handle this city.
Is that right? I seem to remember someone's eyes going red a few times on her first day.
What? Shut up! I didn't.
Shh. Listen.
They fall silent again, waiting to hear what fate will befall the long vigil cadet.
End of discussion. If you want to call home to your daddy or the Foundation and get reassigned somewhere else, be my guest. But as long as you're in my department, you'll follow my rules. For now, I'll assign you some of the lighter cases. This is grunt work, kid. Try not to mess it up.
Hold on. I've got a bad feeling.
Is it the dog case? Portier's widened, but it's not too late
Area
to act.
Portier will be your partner in field training exposure. She'll be happy to help you adjust. Isn't that right, Officer Portier?
Portier can't help but mutter a curse under her breath.
Crap. Guess my day isn't getting any easier.
Portier. To be continued. Stage 2. Total Crisis. Put down the donut, drop the radio, and lick the sugar off your fingers. This is no joke.
Here we are. Get out. First case of the day. Anytime regular beat cops find a case related to Arcanum, they'll call it into dispatch, and then we get to come mop it up. This is what we call a basic Arcanum incident. The bread and butter of our work, kid. It's not often that we get anything urgent, but you've got to stay on your toes. But to be honest, I hope we don't get anything big today. Last thing I want is to take a rookie like you into a real emergency.
I hope so too.
That's yes, ma'am. You got me? You're probably thinking I'm trying to put you in your place, huh? That I'm just bossing you around. But get off your high horse, princess. Because as long as I'm your field instructor, you need to show some respect.
This is the pro tip her colleagues gave her before she left. If your trainee has powerful connections, you got two choices. Either make them sure they know who's in charge for day one, or spend the rest of your day sucking up to them. But it seems she and her colleagues were worrying over nothing.
But I don't have a horse, and I didn't think you were bossy. I'm honored to have you as my partner and field instructor. I look forward to learning under you.
Pretty humble coming from a big shot cadet. Portier narrows her eyes, only to be met by Ernest's slightly puzzled gaze.
Is there something wrong with what I said, ma'am?
Are you just that much of a pushover? Or is this all an act?
Pardon? I don't quite understand.
Nothing. Just keep close. You never know what can happen with these cases.
They take their last few steps up to the door, and rings the bell. Heavy footsteps approach from within, and door is flung open with a bang.
Ugh, finally! Do you know how long I've been waiting? Those monsters are at it again! Do something!
Such an enthusiastic welcome isn't exactly what the vigil cadet was expecting. She turns her head, only to see her instructor, Cutthroat, positioned a few feet behind her. Looks like she has to handle this one on her own.
Please remain calm, ma'am. We're here now, and we won't let them hurt you. Am I correct that you reported there are critters that have broken into your house? Could you describe them for us? Do you have an idea how many?
Ugh, I don't know. Like a ton? A bunch? 2.5 buttloads? I didn't stick around to count them.
Even among the women chaotic shouting, useful information can be extracted. Leon quickly formulates a plan.
So, there are many of them. In that case, I suggest we split up, ma'am. You could stay here and keep the ladies safe, and send me to take the critters down. Given we're in the city, I suspect them to be tamed, and it's possible that someone may be controlling them. Once we've established their type, we may be able to deduce the incantation that's controlling them. Some incantations can be easily traced, such as the manipulation incantation or the shadow incantation.
Ah! Over there! There they are!
Please stay behind me, ma'am. We are... they?
She frees mid-step, her eyes locking onto the corner of the yard. From the shadows, a row of plump creatures waddle into view.
Is this... This appears to be a Monchello, a new breed of crater from the Miss New Bible Crater Rehabilitation Center, endorsed by the LSCC. They are medium to large in size and classed as non-aggressive. The Monchello consumes base arcane materials and extracts the energy from them. They are intended to assist in the arcane production industry. They've been slated for worldwide distribution. But why are they here?
Well, what are you waiting for? Do something! Kill them! Ah!
Kill them? Oh, ma'am, please don't worry. They will not attack people. And it's against our procedures to kill non-aggressive critters without authorization.
But they're destroying my azaleas! And the stairs in my lawn! And they almost bit my sweetie's tail off! Ah!
Even the ever-consumed visual cantat is mostly at a loss for words.
Your sweetie? I see, ma'am. I will do my best to get them up.
She decides to put off the investigating sweetie identity for now. Before she can act, a strident voice interrupts from outside the yard.
Hey! Don't you dare lay a finger on my precious munchies!
What? Can I help you, sir?
I knew it! This jerk is my next-door neighbor? He keeps all kinds of these ridiculous smelly critters around. I order you to throw him and all his disgusting little pets in jail!
Are you out of your mind? They're just some adorable munchalos! What kind of sicko would want to hurt them?
The shouting matches quickly escalate as a barrage of increasing colorful insults fill the air. Leon glances at her instructor. Portier simply smirks and struts.
What did I tell you, huh?
Okay, let's see. We'll switch the team a little. Wait. I guess we'll use this. Or I could. Am I able to change the team or no? Okay, is there any characters we haven't used before? Let's see. Where is she? Where's Loggerhead? 2, and I think that should be good. Do we have a heal already? Let's put turn B in. Okay.
the camera dolly this time?
It's random user since I think this is easy. Oh no! Officer, this thick fog is making my head spin. It reeks from those stinky, clumsy oofs. Damn it, they're all scurried behind those crates. Well, go on, go ahead. What are you waiting for? No. No. Don't listen to the lieutenant officer. If it weren't for her little devil constantly provoking my children, they never had stepped into the filthy yard. Alright, sir, ma'am. Please stop arguing. Step aside a little. I'll give you both a satisfactory answer. I need to move those crates first, otherwise, those Mushko will keep circling around them. There was something I read in the new Babel Critter training guide. Mochulos become extremely drowsy after intense activity. Looks like it's time to put that to a test. Move.
Let me check my move.
Oh, we have it auto.
I don't remember having a reason to worry. Zoom in. Hey, Chloe, get off me. Over here.
One more.
So? Saxophones and a bandura? As you wish. Come on, baby! My next performance, bubbles bursting.
Okay. These are single text, right?
Do you have any requests? Saxophones and... Listen up. Listen to the melodies of wind and waves. Listen up.
So I guess I mixed up. I didn't realize it was 5 HP. I thought it was 4.
Let me check my rails first. Saxophones and a bandura now with a crescendo with fortissimo tutti. Oh, so that's what happened. Listen to the melodies of wind
Oops.
and waves.
Oh, it's gone to sleep. Okay, I thought I might have messed up. Alright, sir. Please bring your pets and come with us. The police station will handle further processing as needed. Oh, my sweet babies. Daddy's taking you home right now.
Alright, the party's over. Thank you for cleaning up the room and washing those mugs and glasses. I have
Finally, lunchtime. I'll grab the cheeseburger and an Americano. Large.
The front door to the diner has barely closed by the time Pepsi has shouted out her order. It seems this is just another part of the beat cop routine.
So, some fluffy trespassers, an alchemy incident, a noise complaint for a werewolf infected, and a speeding ticket on an unregistered arcane vehicle. Honestly, busier than I expected. But it all went smoother than I expected, too. We've earned ourselves a decent lunch, I'd say. So what do you want, Princess?
Leanne studies the menu on the wall, hesitating to answer.
What? Don't tell me our little visual princess can't stomach a bit of fast food. Better get used to it, kid. We're on a tight schedule. There's no time for fancy dining.
Oh, it's not that. It's just... Are all the restaurants here so expensive? This is the first time I've been to LA, and it seems things cost more than I expected.
Portier is taken aback.
What, you broke? You telling me the Foundation, can't afford to pay you a decent wage?
Oh no. It's... my subsidy should be enough for daily necessities. It's only the... I was hoping to save some money, but it seems the prices here won't allow me to. Sorry, please forget it. I'll have a chicken sandwich. Thank you.
Okay.
The order is placed. The two takes a seat at Portier's usual spot.
All right, question time, rookie. Because I think I've got the wrong impression. What I heard was that you were some pampered rich kid from a crazy old legendary family.
After a brief flicker of surprise, Liang expresses shifts. He says he expected to hear this question, or at least has grown accustomed to it.
It's true. The Liang family have a long history and many legendary ancestors. But that was a long time ago. Nowadays, we're not so different from any other ordinary family.
Sure. Ordinary. That's definitely what I think of when I see you. I also heard that you've got a familiar.
You mean Qiangliang?
Yeah, sure, that. Come on! It's some mysterious arcane creature from the Far East. Everyone in the DAA is curious about it, myself included. So, you gonna show me?
Liang looks a little troubled.
Now? I'm sorry, but I must refuse your request, Miss Poitier. With all due respect, the Qiangliang is a sacred being. It is deserving of great respect. It has a divine mission to expel diseases and evil beings, and has guarded the world through the ages. Maybe that just sounds like old legends, but it's the truth. We've recorded every battle we fought in our family chronicles. And we're only allowed to borrow its power when we're in the greatest of danger. Please understand that I can't just summon it simply to show it to others.
Okay. I'm not unreasonable, princess. If it's a sacred thing or whatever, I won't bother you over it.
For Liang's sincerity, it's clear that this isn't just an excuse. Poitier isn't annoyed by it, but she does seem a little bored by the overly serious response. An awkward silence falls at the table. Luckily, the waitress breaks it with the arrival of their meals.
Anyway, I guess I should say you're doing a lot better than I thought today. And I don't just give out compliments, you got that? So take some pride in it. But don't get cocky either. This was all chump work. You haven't seen the ugly side of this job yet. This morning might have been a cakewalk, but this job can blindside you just like that. Never underestimate anything.
She takes a hefty bite of the burger and launches into a monologue. The food's still rolling around her mouth. Liang simply looks blank. Poitier finally swallows.
Hey, you in there, princess?
I apologize, but in our family, we have a rule. 食不言，寝不语. It means we believe you shouldn't talk when eating or sleeping.
What? You're kidding. You're trying to say I'm being rude? Or wait, you're serious, aren't you?
Liang sits totally still, her expression unchanged.
What kind of stupid rule is that? Besides, why would anyone be talking while they're asleep? What, like you can't sleep talk? How do you even control that?
Poitier appears to be giving the question some genuine thought.
Sorry, maybe I didn't translate it right. It means keep quiet before sleep.
For a long moment, Poitier stares at her, dumbfounded. Then, she slips back into her seat.
The heck? So many rules. Damn, princess, you must have had a miserable childhood. Let me guess. Every day was courses and training, stuck inside, no books, no movies. Did they even let you watch Saturday morning cartoons? I've heard of kids like you. Sounds worse than jail to me. A childhood like that is rough, kid. It's bad for your head. Bad for the job, too.
Leon furrows her brows a little. She can't find her thought process at all.
I don't understand why you're upset, Miss Poitier. How is it bad for the job?
Did you check the list of incidents before we set off? There's a case we're going to after lunch. A director that received some kind of threat. She's shooting a film in Chinatown. Anyways, this director's an arcanist, and her movie is all about arcanum. So it's in our department. The point is, knowing's half the battle in this job. It'd be easier if you were a cinephile, or at least familiar with films. Maybe then you'd know a thing or two about her. She's famous for those Detective CO7 films. The first movies to really put a focus on arcanum and arcanists. Something about it, though. The detective in those films used a skill a lot like this night piercer crook. What's her name again? Something with an N? No.
Poitier strains to recall the name. She only saw it flash on screen for a moment when she watched the film way back then. In her focus, she fails to notice the flash of surprise on Leanne's face.
Noah.
Yeah, that's it. Wait, so you...
Yes, I've watched her movies too.
I'll be damned. So was it a special reward for getting straight A's, or...
Calling all nearby units. Code 3. We have a hostage situation at City Hall.
A radio announcement cuts their get-to-know-you session short.
Suspect is a registered arcanist posing a threat to life. On-scene officers are requesting immediate arcanist support.
City Hall. We're close by, aren't we?
Pack up. Lunchtime's over.
This isn't me nitpicking, rookie. We all had to learn this by heart. Listen up, rookie. Since I'm your instructor, I need to make sure you don't embarrass me out there. Did you review the basic operation guideline for this Los Angeles Arcane Affair officer before taking this job? Yes. First, all police operators must remain within Los Angeles administration jurisdiction. Second, we must develop practical and cohesive plan, procedures, and strategies to reduce Arcanium-related crimes and behaviors, improve the quality of life for citizens, and maintain harmonious relations between human and Arcanists. Administrative Procedure 311-09. In civil dispute involving Arcanum, mediation should be prioritized to minimize the impact of Arcanum-related factors, provide citizens with professional guidance, and avoid actions that could escalate conflict. Oh great, a model student response. Administrative Procedure 320-05. In criminal cases involving Arcanum, Arcane Fair officers in the facility should provide assistance whenever possible, minimizing harm to citizens. With that painfully by the book response, you might as well join Internal Affairs. Heard they love that kind of stuff. Just keep it simple, and remember, big or small, whatever Arcanum is involved, it's up to us, the Arcane Cops, to handle it. But don't worry too much. More often than not, the small stuff outweighs the big stuff. Understood, Instructor Poitier. Should I recite the rest? The rest? Nah, you sound like you got that covered. On the topic for injuries and death compensation. Alright, rookie, that's enough. Congrats on the shark! Right, so stage 3. Order and chaos. The scale wants to try to measure it all.
Let go of the hostage, sir! This won't do you any good! Go away! Damn! That was close. Where's our backup?
DAA, at your service.
What's the situation?
See for yourself.
The city hall, usually bustling with foot traffic, now stands eerie empty. The reason is immediately clear.
Don't come any closer. Stay back! Stay back!
Please! Don't kill me! I'm sorry! I really am! Please let me go.
Shut up! It's too late now. Say another word and you are dead! Stay back!
Swings a blade in his hands wildly. His voice is furious, panic scars. Crowd under the shadow of the police barrier instantly recoils, but the woman standing in just 10 paces away doesn't move an inch.
Hey! Trust me, pal. You really don't want to do this.
Who's that? Doesn't look like one of ours.
Just some civvy. She was talking with the suspect before we got here.
That woman.
What, you know her? Look familiar or something?
No, just a thought. It's nothing.
The woman glances towards the officer, seeming to notice their conversation.
People make mistakes. But some mistakes can't be undone. Don't put that blood on your hands, or it'll never wash off. Is hurting this guy worth all that pain and guilt? Sooner or later, he'll get what's coming to him for what he's done. I promise you that.
Her words seem to have effect. The hostage taker hesitates, his face contorted in pain, his grip on the knife faltering.
But, I must!
He's distracted. Rookie, time for us to take him down.
Justly fight. I should change the team a little bit to see. Do we have any other grass types? Let's put Argus back in. Wait, Ali. Let's see what's Marcus. It's kind of cool how they did the damage now. It looks like
Anyone?
like the font of it.
Or this one. Time to turn the page. Like a metaphor? Careful with the pages. Let me check my rails first. Whew. I can't afford to lose those. Great. First base. What a memorable moment, timekeeper! Don't forget to bring me next time.
Please stand down, sir.
Although almost half his size, Liam managed to pin the suspect to the ground. The other officer swarms in, snatching handcuffs across his wrist before they can put up another
Suspect
fight.
under control. I repeat, suspect under control. No further backup needed.
Looks like this case is wrapped up.
Nice moves. I was kind of hoping we get to see that familiar of yours, though.
A simple threat like this isn't worthy of Qiangliang. I have to reserve its assistance unless absolutely necessary.
So is this just another one of those rules? Or do you mean its help comes with a price tag?
Both.
Despite the courteous of her response, her eyes widen a little as Potier scolds.
That it?
What do you mean?
I mean, so far, every time you talk about the job or your family rules, it's just the surface level stuff. How do you actually feel about any of this?
Lian looks gently confused. Genuinely.
How I feel? I don't understand why it would be necessary to mention that.
'Cause we're partners, kid. We've got to trust each other. How am I gonna let you watch my six if I don't even know how you tick?
But Lian doesn't seem to get it.
I see. You're my partner and instructor during my assignment with the LAPD Division of Arcane Affairs. So, I'll do my best to learn from you and complete my work as assigned. I won't slow you down.
That's not what I'm... Forget it.
Huh?
Leon's tones all but says, "My personal feelings don't matter." Potier gives up trying to argue with someone with such a stubborn, unreadable demeanor. She simply stares at her, quietly seating to herself. Luckily, before things can spiral further, the hostage cut through
Thank God you took down that lunatic. I'm really grateful, miss. But ain't you a bit young to be an arcane affairs officer? I think I've seen that uniform somewhere else before. You're a vigil, right?
Yes, sir. Wait.
Lian swallows the rest of her words as she stares at the hostage she just rescued. Her expression suddenly worries.
I know you.
The Arcanist scammer Johnny 3 times has been apprehended. Using his arcane skill, Ominous Obeisance, he manipulated his victims to do anything he asked, specifically transferring all their money to him.
You're that scammer Johnny 3 times.
Oopsie. Guess that's the downside of getting your name in the papers.
What? Didn't we already book that guy? What's he doing here?
We got a sweetheart deal. A reduced sentence in exchange for revealing where he stashed all the dough he stole. And it was a shitload of money, too. Apparently from some big donors to the mayor's re-election campaign. Of course he demanded he be present for the unveiling of his stash, so they brought him here. That's when this loony attacked the police escort, took him hostage.
Hey, easy, officer. You've already got me. No need to be so rough with the cuffs.
Clam it, Johnny!
We should have just let that guy ice him.
May I ask, officer, do we know if the man trying to kill him was...
Yeah, he's the son of a victim. This bastard took his mom for all she was worth, and when she found out, boom, heart attack.
He shakes his head, leaving as a weary sigh. Johnny 3 times stickers.
Like mother, like son. He was just as dumb as his doddering old mom. Worse even, because he didn't even catch wise to it. It's a concrete jungle, baby, and it follows jungle rules. Survival of the fittest. Crapper brains here never had a chance. If it wasn't me, it would have been someone else. What a joke. Imagine killing over just because you lost a bit of cash. Then we've got this dumbass coming at me with even less of a brain. Think about it. If he killed me, how's he gonna get his money back?
Shut the fuck up, asshole.
He levels a punch to his gut, sending him crippling to the ground, gasping for air.
Officer Poitier, what are you doing?
What? I'm teaching this douchebag a lesson.
But we can't do that. It's against the rules.
Ian steps between the two, blocking Peltier from doing any more.
Well, I guess the visuals are a cut above the trash when it comes to the DAA. Am I right?
Peltier takes a deep breath as he tries to rein in her frustration.
Let's get this straight, rookie. You don't tell me what to do. I should have known. You're just the worst kind of cop. Everything by the book, sticking to your high and mighty principles like you know what's best.
She lets out a frosty huff and turns away.
Huh?
杨月，你为什么要告诉老师？因为你们那么做是不对的。告密精，你不来就算了，为什么要让老师知道？我早说了，就不应该救他。等等，别走！
The clamor of fearful voice cuts her off.
No! Somebody stop him!
Stop who? Johnny or some other guy? Stage 4. Exorcism. Shh. The device is connected. It's calling your name.
Stay back! Help me! Help!
The city hall has been plunged back into chaos. Johnny lets out a shriek, scrambling to get as far away as possible.
Get away!
He heard the officer outside. Blood drips down his finger from the thumb he broke to slip his hands out of the cuff. He moves with infernal strength, fighting off the approaching officers with ease.
Out of my way! I will kill you! I will kill you all!
Damn it, is this dude high or something?
No, I don't think this is drugs. It's an arcane skill. I sense some kind of evil spirit. I think I can stop him, ma'am.
The tension between them has been totally forgotten. The situation is urgent. Poitier gives a sharp nod.
Fine, whatever it is, whatever you think you can do, do it.
I will. This is my duty.
Ian gives a firm nod before rushing towards the suspect.
Kill! I must kill this bastard! Who are you?
Please stay calm, sir. I have no weapon. I'm just here to make a phone call.
What? A phone call?
Yes. And you are going to make it.
Who are you dialing?
You'll soon find out. "强梁既出，王有不为."
杀兄舅，消解不祥。
We finally get to see it. Switch shot.
New Science Exorcism Office, action!
では行ってきます。
What is that? It seems to be some kind of non-corporeal specter. No, it's not right. I don't sense any ghostly aura around them. There must be ghost plagues. The hell are those? According to Eastern records, they're entities that bring calamity, disease, and malignant curses. But this time, unnaturally, these ghost plagues have taken on a human form. I don't know why, but something must have triggered their transformation. Also, Portier, please step back. My duties along Kunlun has always been to drive out these ghost plagues. It's time to put an end to these disturbances.
Copy that! Easy lah! Let me check my rails first. Copy that! Easy lah! Oh, so that's what happened. Crickets and fireworks! Thunders to me! Copy that! Easy lah! Copy that! Crickets and fireworks! Gaizai Lily! Thunders to me!
I will do as asked.
朱古力 check! 保鮮紙 check!
私にお任せください。Take advantage of adversity.
陰森森，黑媽媽睇得是命是暗，真係
好得人驚啊！ What a memorable moment,
Brought a
timekeeper!
Ghostbuster for that
Don't
fight.
forget to bring me next time.
No! My head! I'm so sorry, Mama.
With one last garbled whisper, the man collapsed. The officer around him maintained frozen, still too worried to approach.
Should we cuff him?
Allow me. But I believe we should bring him to the hospital to be checked over immediately.
Think you can handle him? We got this con man to take care of.
He follows the older officer's gaze. Not long ago, Johnny 3 times was brimming with arguments. Now he is a crumpled heap on the floor. A dark stain has formed on the crotch of his pants.
God, what a loser.
Portier stares, shaking her head as she turns away. She hesitates, then shifts her gaze to Liang.
So, you know what I'm about to say, right?
That it was cool? The familiar is cool? Liang looks visibly confused, although more understandable this time.
Okay, I'm sorry. Is that what you want? For me to say it? Sorry. I felt bad for that guy, but there was nothing we could do for him while he was possessed. If it weren't for you, we might have shot him. Well done, Visual Liang. And please just forget what I said. I was out of line.
The moment her apology ends, she turns her head, unwilling to see Lian's reaction, but after a long pause, there is no response.
Say something.
She looks back to see Lian frozen in surprise.
Oh, right. It's okay. I didn't take it to heart.
Good.
So who is this person?
Who's there?
A stiffened laugh hits her ears. Potier springs back like a startled cat.
Sorry, I shouldn't eavesdrop. It's a bad habit. It's just... You remind me of my friends back in the old days.
You're the lady that tried to help us soothe him. Thank you for the help. It could have turned out much worse if you hadn't been there. Thank you again.
That's too kind of you, young Vigil. I just did what anyone should. Really, it was you and your partner that were the real heroes.
You're too modest, ma'am. Actually, forgive me for asking. Haven't I seen your face before?
She studies the woman's face for quite some time before speaking this thought aloud. You haven't met in person, no. There was some other way, but how? Where? She has barely begun forming the words when the woman gives her the answer.
Good to know that someone still remembers those old flicks, even after all these years.
The features of the face beneath the beret overlaps with the face of Lian's memory. But the face she remembers lacks the maturity and composure of the woman before her. The face was brimming with youthful confidence, full of fire and energy. But one thing has remained the same. Those bright, shiny eyes, like stars twinkling in silver screens and television sets.
Yes, from the movies. That's right. You are...
Oops, you got me. I'm casing. Or were you hoping I'd say Detective CO7?
She winks at the two dumbfounded officers.
A full report will take some time. You'll need to wait for now.
Thank you, Doctor.
Our perp had his ID with him. That saves us a lot of digging. Eric Wong, 43, runs a grocery store in Chinatown. Let's see. The only family member we've got is his wife, a Lillian Lau, who immigrated to the States 10 years ago. Both have no criminal record, totally clean. He's an arcanist, apparently, and a powerful one at that. But no reports of any prior misuse of Arcanum. His car was found near the crime scene, all filled up with potatoes and carrots from the wholesalers. Either this was just a spur-of-the-moment wacko move, or some bizarre attempt at a tuber-based alibi. Anyway, we've contacted his wife, and she should be here soon. Maybe we'll get some more clues from her. Yo, Liang, you listening?
Oh, you're right.
The answer is obvious. No. Potier takes a deep breath.
Earth calling Liang!
The sudden shot snaps Lian out of her daze.
Officer Potier, we're in a hospital. We should keep quiet.
I would have, but that didn't seem likely to bring you back to Earth, Space Cadet. So what's got you lost in space now?
I'm just thinking.
About what?
About Miss Qixing.
Right. I guess you're really into those movies, huh? It's all good, boo. I get
the picture now. Our little CO7 fan sneaking into the cinema behind her parents' back. You know, you're beginning to almost seem human, Princess.
At first, I thought you might be an android. Like those Laplace bots they've got writing parking tickets for us.
Leanne looks as she wants to argue, but at the last moment, she stops herself.
In fact, I do like Miss Qixing's CO7 movies very much. Her character means a lot to me.
Oh, is that the reason why you decided to be a visual?
Specifically, yes. It's the reason I decided my destiny was to be in the police. But back to the topic. I was thinking about Miss Qixing, but it wasn't because I like her or anything like that.
She shakes her head, her gaze sharpening, her brow furrows slightly.
It's just that her being here made me think about Night Piercer. Miss Qixing has a similar arcane skill to the one he appears to use. She called it Silver Needle. She even performed it in her movies. Could that really just be a coincidence?
So is she expecting that she might be the Night Piercer? The officer knits her brows as he just had been hit with a bad joke. Leanne, deep in thought, continues.
And what she said felt meaningful in some way.
One hour earlier.
It's a great pleasure to meet you, Miss Qixing. I grew up watching your films. But what are you doing here in LA? I mean, if it's okay to ask?
Sure, not a problem at all. I'm here to see an old friend.
Though she was once a star known across the nation, Zhen Yang speaks warmly and without air. It's like she's chatting with old friends.
Is it Miss Noah? I heard she's planning a new film.
Oh, so you heard the news? It's been a long time since I last saw her. You're right though, kid. I've got something I need to talk to her about.
Of course. That's great. Oh, and the Dushu Festival is coming soon. I hope you all go to the Shehu Parade in Chinatown. It'll be so much fun to see you there.
Huh?
The quiet, reserved Leanne has suddenly turned chatty. Clotilde stares at her. She's like an entirely different person.
Shehu. Is it really that time of year again?
You don't like the parade?
Of course I do. I like every bit of it. Watching people eat, perform, and come together to celebrate the end of the year, and to pray for peace and good luck in the next. I like the pure and simple wish that the Shehu parade carries. But it always reminds me of the ending.
What ending?
So Zheng falls silent, shaking her head, but no explanation is needed. Leanne's memory has come back to her.
You mean the ending of the last film in the CO7 series?
She must have guessed correctly. Zheng's eyes widen a little. Then she gives a small nod.
Yes. I know lots of people like that ending. A reflection of reality, they say. Tragedy leaves people with a deeper impression than comedy. But as for me, I hated it. The good guys failed and the bad guys won? What kind of an ending is that? Maybe we don't get a say in how things work in reality. But in stories we can. We should. Reality itself is tragic enough already. Why should a movie remind us of how absurd things really are? What goes around comes around. That's what people want to see in the movies.
Her tone has turned unusually serious for the discussion about film, but these words strike a chord for Lian.
I agree with you. When I was little, I also didn't like how it ended. Maybe it's true that reality can't guarantee us true justice, but I still want to see justice being served, at least in fiction.
The response seems to earn Jinling's approval.
I feel the same way. Pardon me for asking. That beast you summoned was something else. It reminded me of a certain creature, a legendary beast from the north of China. 強梁既出，網友不為，斬殺兇舊，梟截不詳. That must make you a descendant of the Liang family, right?
Something in Kun's gaze makes Lian feel as though she's standing too close to an open flame, but even so, she answers truthfully.
Yes, I'm Liang Yue, from the Liang family of the 12 Zhens.
Liang Yue. Liang Yue. It's a good name, little Vigil. I'll keep it in mind.
To be continued. Alright, check your gear. If you're missing so much as a damn paperclip, speak up now. Rookie, where's your is it chameleon com? Lost it. I think I have it. Look, right here. It just got into camouflage. Maybe Kunlun showing up scared it into hiding. Kunlun, that electric tiger of yours? The one that lives in your phone? This old brick phone was a relic I used during my first summoning of Zhangling. It became the token of our bond. When I use this phone to call internet, it will answer. Wow, it's like something straight out of those TV shows. But using your phone for rituals? I thought rituals from your side of the world would be more traditional, like those dancing shadow puppets you got. That's an excellent guess. Previous generations of summoners in my family did use shadow puppetry to call general, but that was centuries ago. Oh, so does that make you a once-in-a-century kind of genius? Not really. I was just lucky that the phone is a more convenient method than shadow puppetry. There it is. You're still humble as ever, princess. Can you summon Kunlun again? I owe to thank you for this help earlier. I wouldn't recommend it. Calling her without a good reason might make it angry and the calls are really expensive. I didn't expect the one to be. I'm not sure if that was a joke or not. The calls being expensive. Good thing it wasn't live. We'll just cut this part out. Live tonight with special guests. Tonight's first guest is a brilliant young actress you've seen in CO7 Part 1 and CO7 Part 2. Now, she's returning for the upcoming CO7 Part 3. Though, honestly, why not call it them CO8 or CO9? Anyway, please welcome Chen Yan. And then, you know what Nora said? She said, we're wrapping up, so we might as well use all the explosives. So your reaction to the explosives wasn't just your stellar acting? It was... Okay. Stage 5. Other side, same coin. People generally prefer to maintain the distance before promises are made.
I read an article about the conflicts between Miss Qixing and the other two producers of the CO7 series. Before, I thought it was only rumors. But now, thinking over what she said, what if it's true? What am I saying? It's ridiculous.
Then stop pouting over it, Princess. We've got work to do.
The hallway of the La Place Rehabilitation Center, Quattro, is bursting with people, lost in thought. Nian is jolted back to reality by a firm clap on the back.
You want to bet on how many people in LA have similar arcane skills? Come on, it's a total coincidence. You don't really think they're the same person, do you? That'd be nuts. I mean, it's the Detective CO7 we're talking about. Sure, she's been retired from acting for a while, but she's like super famous. If she was gonna go all kooky and start taking out crooks like she was the real CO7, why wait all this time? It's been years since her last movie, and we're only just dealing with this Nightpiercer guy now. Besides, it's not like it's a crazy unusual type of arcane skill. Who knows? Maybe this Nightpiercer guy is a fan of Detective CO7's films too. Can't rule out anything yet. Hey, you okay in there? Did I knock the wind out of you?
It's okay. I'm fine.
Nian shakes her head. Potier, still bewildered and perhaps feeling a little guilty, insists that she didn't mean to hit her so hard. Not that it matters, at least the satisfaction did a trick in pulling Jiang out of the spiraling thought. Neither the test results nor the Sussex family has arrived yet. Nian makes her way to the vending machine at the far end of the hallway, where the Count Potier drops in her hand as a half-hearted apology and buys herself an orange juice. But that's a shared thought, that ridiculous guess from earlier, still refused to leave her mind.
Forget it. Just like you said, it doesn't make any sense.
All attempts to push the thought from her mind are failing. That is, until a frantic voice cuts through the air.
But you're injured, man. You can't just leave.
I'm totally fine. It's just a tiny smidge of damage. I can fix it myself.
You call a broken arm a smidge? Need to let us treat it immediately.
Wait, so is he a robot or is it a human? Or a cyborg?
What's going on here?
I thought she was a machine type. The doctor recognized her uniform immediately.
Are you a vigil? Could you help me stop this girl? She's trying to leave with a broken arm. She was in an accident, but since she's woken up, she's refused to let us examine anything. She might not be our normal kind of patient, but we're doctors. We can't let someone leave when they need immediate medical attention.
A vigil? I'm in a hurry now. I'm gonna miss my bus.
Beneath the girl's clothing, the exposed skin has a cold metallic sheet that must have been what the doctors meant by not our normal kind of patient. Nian noticed the album on her chest, marking her as an employee of the St. Pablo Foundation. How odd that she has such a panic reaction at the sight of a vigil.
There'll be another bus, but you only have one buddy. You should listen to the doctor. Sit down and wait until you're cleared to leave. Please show us your ID so that the doctor can give you treatment.
For a few stiff seconds, the girl's metallic head freezes in place. Then, in a movement almost too fast to follow, it snaps up.
Look! A hamster riding a stethoscope!
A hamster what?
The bizarreness of these words leaves Nian no choice but to glance in that pointed direction, only to confirm, of course, that there's no hamster nor stethoscope in sight.
Now! Hey, wait!
into the fairy ring.
You need to cooperate. Stop right there. Oh, officer, watch out! Don't run through the corridor like that. You almost knocked me over. Sorry, ma'am. Phew, I need to be more careful. Keep my arms and legs in check, avoiding hitting civilians, and stay clear of all this equipment.
Perfectly understood. Another jar? It's newly made this year. Do have a little faith in me, Master. Got you. You don't want to miss it.
Don't act surprised. It's just another day on the job.
Watch out!
Sorry, I'm after a...
The hospital narrow hallway are hardly suitable for a chase, and Leanne quickly finds her path blocked by a supply cart. By the time she makes it past, the mechanical head girl has disappeared. Her metal Colombian communication device, issued by the Division of Arcane Affairs, gives it off a distinctive chime.
Hey, rookie, where did you go? Get back here. The medical report is ready, and Mr. Wong's family just arrived.
Understood. How's Mr. Wong doing?
There's a long pause on the other end of the line.
It's not pretty.
Mr. Wong is laying unconscious at the hospital bed, looking haggard. His breathing is labored and raspy, like wind rattling through a hollowed-out log.
How? What happened to him? He seems completely normal this morning.
Her legs go weak. Were it not for the man supporting her, she might have collapsed entirely.
Please relax, Miss Wong. We have to wait and see what the doctor says.
You again.
Altier instantly recognized him, one of the Division of Arcane Affairs' least welcome and regular visitors.
Right. You're the local arcane private eye, aren't you, Joe? Are you commissioned by the victim?
What?
The man's eyes widened in surprise before shooting Altier a venomous glare.
Unlike some taxi leeches out there, I actually help people in need. I don't charge a fee when it comes to my neighbors.
Sorry.
He clearly has no interest in arguing at a time like this. He lets out a cold snort and turns to the doctors with a questioning look.
Miss Liang has cleared the unknown arcane skill that was afflicting him. His physical condition is stable, but I fear there may be some long-term effects on his mind. He seems to be suffering from a severe thought and memory disorder. It would be best to keep him asleep.
Doctor, when will he wake up? Can I speak to him?
For now, we suggest against it. It may cause him additional distress to see someone familiar to him. We fear there might be memory loss.
What? How? What should I do now? With his mother gone, I can't take any more of this.
Madam.
The woman looks as though all the strength has been drained from her body as she slumps into the nearby chair. Lian opens her mouth to offer comfort, but can't seem to find the right words. Xiang's gaze sweeps past Peltier before settling on Xian.
So, who's a little China's kid? Did the DAA give you a sidekick to do your job for you? Forget it, Listen,
If you are not going to do your best to help these people, then it's better you just stay out of my way.
Lian looks at Peltier with a questioning gaze. Peltier shakes her head and sighs, gesturing for her to come closer before handing over the hospital diagnosis.
When they first brought him in, there were remnants of the Arcanum riddled through his body. It might have gone a long way to proving he wasn't in control of himself. But I guess anything definitive has already faded away. The doctors couldn't isolate a cause. Worst case scenario, they might not believe us and have this poor guy shoved off to the funny farm.
Lian clenches her fist and looks towards the woman curled up in the hospital chair, quietly sobbing. She looks so small against the oversized chair. Finally, Lian steps forward and crouches beside the chair. After a brief hesitation, she reaches out and places a hand over the woman's cell. Zhao looks so surprised.
Madam, please. You need to stay strong for your husband. They've brought in some of the best doctors from the Laplace Rehab Center. If there is anyone that can help him, it'll be them.
In a way, it is a promise with no real guarantee. A statement that can always be considered a lie, but even lies have value even when a person is deleted them. The woman hastily wipes her tear-streaked face and lifts her head.
He said that he was going to buy produce from the wholesalers. But I couldn't reach him. And then the police called. My husband is a good man. Everyone knows that. He would never do something like this. Please, miss. You have to help us.
The woman grasps Lillian's hand tightly in hers, her fingers trembling. Her hands are gentle yet rough, etched with years of hard work. The kind of hands earned those long days and nights striving for a better life. In her palm, she can feel the woman's desperate, burning warmth. It is so hot she feels it could scorch her. Lian takes a deep breath.
You can rely on us, ma'am. We'll find out the truth behind this. I promise you.
She gives the woman's hand a firm, assuring squeeze.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You are our only hope. Please.
Sometimes, a lie can become the truth. All it takes is someone willing to make it so. The door to the ward is shut behind them. After a moment of silence, Peltier tilts her head.
Rookie mistake, Princess. Never make a promise about something you don't get to decide on.
I'm sorry, Miss Bordier, but I only mean...
Hold it. I didn't say we weren't gonna do our best.
The words she was about to say no longer serves any purpose. Instead, Lian does something Peltier has never seen her do before. She smiles.
Thank you, ma'am.
Not so fast. We still need some solid evidence if we're gonna crack this case.
But where to begin? It seems like there are no obvious clues beyond what we were seeing. Mr. Wong had no enemies, and was well loved in his community. If that's the case, then it can't be a simple motivation. Still, something sticks out to me. When I ask about any recent events or happenings, it wasn't Mrs. Wong that answered. It was...
Peltier already knows where this is going.
Joe, our private eye with a chip on his shoulder against the DAA.
Yes, He mentioned that there have been strange things going on around LA's Chinatown recently. According to my notes, he mentioned there were children that suddenly became distant and unresponsive, young men that began showing signs of memory loss, and an otherwise healthy elder that rapidly developed signs of dementia. Absent-mindedness, empty despondence towards family and friends, memory loss. It all sounds very familiar to Mr. Wang's condition, but no one thought to bring the matter to the police. I also spoke with the nurses here. They said they've also noticed an increase in patients from Chinatown complaining of confusion and memory loss. I guess once again, no one thought it was serious enough for our attention.
What's your expression, Darkins?
Well, what you thinking, Cadet? Are all these cases related? If it's as widespread as you're making it out to be, we might be in over our heads.
Even so, I think we can't overlook it as a possibility. Arcane skills that directly affect the mind are rare, but they do exist. I've read of similar cases in the Vigil's archive. One of them, as I recall, had very similar symptoms to what we're seeing here. However, if there were some criminal intention behind all of these symptoms, what could it be? Or could it be an accident? Maybe a child with a powerful arcane skill who can't control it. Or some unregulated and dangerous arcane objects. We can't draw any conclusions without more evidence.
The two officers look troubled, then, as if something has clicked in their mind, Portier faces lights up.
Arcane objects. Isn't there a department in the Foundation that stores and records dangerous arcane materials?
Yes, at the headquarters of the Foundation. And its official name is the Arcanum Containment Department.
Ah, voilà. Je crois que
It's
je suis
Matilda
arrivée.
again!
C'est bien plus lumineux et spacieux que je ne l'avais imaginé.
To be continued. Hey, did the ad go through already? I added 4 minutes. He's a doctor who loves his job. Seeing you get hurt gives him a little giddy, that's all. The Laplace Rehab Center welcomes you. Welcome to the Laplace Rehabilitation Center. We're the world's leading hospital specializing in Arcanum. Whether you are suffering from Arcanum-related injuries, cursed with bad luck after argument with your neighbors, transforming more and more into a beetle with each passing morning, suddenly recalling your past life as a pharaoh, causing you to great distress at your office job, the Laplace Rehabilitation Center is committed to giving you the best treatment available. Don't worry about whether your rare condition is covered by health insurance. To thank you for contributing to medical advancements, we offer discounts, subtly based on the rarity of your condition. Each rare condition gets you a flat 60% discount. If you're suddenly bitten by a vampire and a dragon while dissolving into an oil painting, but you are somehow still alive, then that's right. Your treatment will be free, and we'll even pay you 80% of the treatment cost as a bonus. Thank you for supporting the Laplace Rehabilitation Center. Helping you helps us help everyone. Hey, is that Miss Kunchi over there? It looks like a friendly chat is in order. Street interview. Last night, the Night Piercer strikes again, attacking the convoy, transforming the infamous Johnny 3 times. 2 officers were knocked unconscious during the attack. However, Johnny 3 times was seriously injured and has remained in critical condition. Insiders said citizens crossed with the convoy earlier that day due to satisfaction over Johnny 3 times night sentencing. Later that night, the Night Piercer struck, stealing and acting vigilant just on behalf of Johnny 3 times victims. Public support for the Night Piercer has grown since, and although it's already been a day since the attack, crowds still gather at the scene. We're here to hear what the people on the streets have to say. Serves him right, that scumbag deserves a quickly end. I think following the law is important, but honestly, the way Johnny 3 times got such a light sensing feels off. Who, me? Are you asking me? Oh, sorry, miss. But you haven't happened to see CO7, have you? Oh, no reason. I thought this was one of those prank interviews that's been doing lately. How should I put this? Sorry, but someone in my position isn't really allowed to comment on politics. Alright, so before we start stage 6, we're gonna take a break since it's gonna start in a minute. So we'll be back in what, 3 minutes? Yeah, 3 minutes. Alright, so we're back from the ad breaks. And on to stage 6. Secret warrants, cold drinks, fat bounties, and long holidays. Shame it never works out that way.
Des armoires et encore des armoires. Qui est responsable ici? J'avais l'impression que c'était un département important, non? Où est la sécurité?
The ever-curious Matilda weaves her way through the rows of filing cabinets. She has read about this department in books detailing the Foundation's history.
Le département contient tous les objets connus qui ont produit des phénomènes dangereux ou mystérieux liés à l'arcane. Certains disent même qu'il contient chaque mystère arcanique résolu et non résolu, jamais enregistré. Et bien sûr, le plus grand mystère de tous les temps, la tempête, les défis toujours. Comme c'est le cas pour nous tous, il semble que chaque département sont désormais tournés vers l'étude de la tempête. Il y a peu de temps pour ces énigmes plus triviales.
Her footsteps echoes through the empty department, and the odd sense that she's been watched settles over her. Silence can be comforting, but it can also be unsettling. A breeding ground for loneliness, dreading up long-buried unease.
Je me demande comment va maman. Madame Z a dit qu'elle la surveillerait, mais toujours pas de nouvelles.
She finds herself pausing, her gaze lowering to the ground. But only for a moment.
Non! Ressaisis-toi, Mathilda Boaniche! C'est ta maman, la plus grande mère de tous les temps! Qu'est-ce qui pourrait bien avoir mal tourné?
With renewed confidence, she picks up her pace, her pale ponytail bouncing.
Maintenant, sa fille la plus remarquable est en train d'accomplir une mission importante pour la Fondation. Contrairement à certains autres qui ont consacré leur temps précieux à des vacances au nom de réveiller les jeux d'Uluru. On espère tout de même qu'ils réussiront à rendre ces jeux aussi grandioses et sublimes qu'ils disent qu'il était dans le passé lointain, ou sinon...
Somebody coming in? Just as she passes another set of shelves, something catches her eye.
Everything's fine here. Now on to the next row.
Who is she?
Oh, this is one of my favorites.
What is it?
An excellent question, miss. See that serial number on it? AN003. A water sample from the Peilin River. Number 003. There are hundreds of thousands of samples, collections, and records here. But no matter who you ask, this particular one will always make their top list. Collected in a remote city in China, when the investigators arrived, they found that it had been isolated in time. All its inhabitants dressed and lived as if they were from the late Tang Dynasty. They were completely unaware of the state of the world beyond their lands. As if trapped in a time capsule from the forgotten past.
Oh.
The liquid inside the vial is clear and prestige, less like river water and more like a perfectly liquefied gemstone. Until it can't help but stare in
How is
fascination.
that possible? Did no one ever leave the city? Not even to travel or do business?
You're a clever one, miss. Yes, it seems the investigators were confused too. In the end, they realized that an arcane skill was affecting the Paylin River. Sadly, it seems the arcane energy was dissipating by the time they arrived, and they weren't able to figure out its cause. This is the only sample they were able to recover. Laplace has been begging for access to it. They're eager to unravel the mystery.
Wow, that is indeed a most intriguing claim.
It's not just a claim, miss. It's real. Wait. Miss Matilda Boaniche?
The careless young staff members now only seem to have fully recognized Matilda's presence.
You've heard of me?
Yeah, of course. Who hasn't heard of the Boaniches and their star investigator daughter? Didn't you know that everyone's been talking about you since you joined the Foundation? Actually, my mother and I went to visit you. Oh, but I haven't introduced myself. Constance Scott. I'm a fellow graduate from SPDM. Of course, now, I'm just a record keeper here.
It doesn't seem like false modesty. Every top student of the SPDM has granted the honor of having their names inscribed in the School Hall of Fame, but Matilda has never once come across the name Scott.
Actually, I've been looking for you as well, Miss Scott. Commissioner Pedra asked me to give this to you.
A letter? What's it about?
I couldn't say, but he had a most unpleasant look about him as he gave it to me. Then he asked me to review my report on the events in San Francisco. Are you alright? Your face has grown quite pale.
I'm fine. I just have a bad feeling I know what I'm about to read.
Having bid farewell to Matilda, Scott makes her way to the secluded room within the department, the letter clutched in her hands. She carefully closed the door behind her, and, with one last glance around the room, opens the envelope. A single sheet of paper floats out from within, one carrying a heavy message.
The investigation has been concluded. Unfortunately, their findings were exactly as we feared. The suspect must be apprehended ASAP, and all efforts must be made to retrieve this arcane object before either cause further trouble. You must leave immediately. Her last reported sighting was in Chinatown, Los Angeles.
Sorry, could you say that again? Ji Ma Wu? And that means paper horse dance? Okay, I got it.
喂，老細，今日仲有冇燒肉啊？揞埋晒啦！今日切條叉燒，整多半隻白切雞啊！
Daddy, look! There's a dragon on the floor! That's totally cool!
People speaking many languages meet and weave around each other on the crowded venue. Leanne wanders among them, stopping every now and then to take it all in.
Welcome to Chinatown. How do you like it?
Yes, it does give me a certain sense of nostalgia. Do you come here often, Miss Boydier?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, outside of work, it's been a while. 3 years or so.
Only once in 3 years? I don't think you can consider that often.
Potier waves her hand, glancing down the lively streets on either side.
Yeah, well, it's a fun place for a day trip, sure. But things are different when you put on the uniform. Remember that private eye back at the hospital? Joe? You can get an impression about how people see the police around here from him.
You mean that the residents here don't cooperate with the Arcane Affairs Division?
Well, it's complicated. There's a lot of language and cultural barriers. Folks here just don't turn to the police to solve their problems. Even when they do, we feel like we have no idea where to start. The thing that surprised me the most was how arcanists of all kinds and humans live so closely together here. I guess it's the same in China, isn't it? I remember this one time, we had a call about a break-in. When we got there, it turned out the shopkeeper was a big white bird as tall as I am. And this other time, we're chasing down a lost puppet for some lame-ass puppeteer. Anyways, so I asked an old lady if she'd seen a doll nearby. You know what she said? Well, I don't know what she said, but she started going off about me being a Laowai. Now give me some credit. I might not speak Chinese, but I do know Laowai means foreigner. So excuse me? Like, I'm American, baby. Born and raised.
Sorry.
Leanne knows she should remain serious, but she can't help but be tickled by Portier's indignation. Portier shoots her a glance, but then heaves a heavy sigh.
That's not even the half of it. The thing is, I don't hate it here. Although I can't say I love Chinatown very much either. To be honest, most of us on the force haven't found a way to make inroads with the people here.
If that's the problem, why don't we try to understand things step by step? Maybe then we can start fresh? We're here anyway.
Leanne turns back and examines the archway at the beginning of the road. We already have been in this other world for a while.
Yeah, it's worth a shot. If we're gonna get anywhere, then we'll have to start here. But we need to check another task off our list first.
We cross the streets and turn into a narrow alleyway.
Should be right there, down the alley. Feeling excited, rookie? We're about to pay a visit to your favorite director, Noir.
Favorite? What? No. I just like the movies, that's all. I've got no specific feelings for the director.
Leanne can't hold back her rebuttal, but until Portier's teasing gaze, she stops herself.
Maybe just a little. I am curious about the mind of the director behind such great movies. But this is strictly a police matter, so I will act with professional self-restraint. Actually, I've made a request with the Vigil's intelligence branch for a file on Director Noah and any related events. We should get it soon.
You've got a file on her already? Feels like you're going a bit overboard, rookie. It wasn't actually the director that called us. Her assistant did. Later on, Noir herself contacted us and said the so-called threat was just a misunderstanding. Normally, we'd leave it at that. There's too much real crime out there to bother with a case where the victim doesn't think anything happened. Still, according to dispatch, the assistant was real spooked over it. The operator got the feeling we should give it a second look, so they kept the file open. But look, this is just a follow-up and an excuse to come down here. So keep your mind on the real mission.
Got it, ma'am.
The scene from the Division of Arcane Affairs yesterday flashed across Leanne's mind. After leaving the hospital, they immediately return to report their findings and highlight the danger lurking behind Chinatown's strange events. But the higher-ups has a different take on things.
It's been reassigned to the local precinct.
Portier stands in the doorway to the deputy chief's office and shakes her head, Leanne immediately catches the subtle shifts in her expression.
What's wrong? What does that mean?
Nothing, kid. It's just most of the Force aren't trained to deal with arcane crimes. Don't get me wrong. They're good, capable officers, but I'm worried. If this was any other case, I'd keep my mouth shut. But come on, this is clearly our department. This case has Arcanum all over it. I don't think they know what they're getting into.
For a brief moment, neither speaks, then Leanne's eyes light up.
Miss Boydier, I have an idea. What if we...
We prioritize Noir's case, which just happens to put us in Chinatown, so there's no harm in asking a few questions about our other investigation. I knew there was a little rebel in you, Liang. You like to bend the rules, just not break them. Am I right?
Not too often. Actually, I think we're obliged to take Miss Noah's case seriously, even if it wouldn't help us with the other case. Please wait a minute. It's my communication device.
Leanne pulls out the communication device, often criticized by the Foundation employee for being too bulky. Botier leans in to get a better look. Her charming calm perched on her chest stretches.
SPF-1 portable contact device activated. You've received a new message. Downloading attachment. Download complete. Please check your mailbox.
Message? What's it about?
It's from the intelligence department. They've found her records. Miss Noah is registered with the Foundation. There might be something in her files that can provide us some clues.
She opens the pinned email and scans through the attached files. Her expression turns serious.
Wait, is this...
To be continued. Humans are natural editors, piecing together the ideal memories from mere fragments. Reconstructing the ideal memory. Although I don't usually keep a journal, I had to record today's encounter. I made the great Miss Matilda Brioche. I still remember that summer. My mother lectured me for an hour before we left, and then another hour during the journey. I thought I was following her instructions perfectly. I was dressed perfectly neat, my greetings were memorized word for word, but the moment I met the Botier, I froze solid, too nervous to say anything. Even adults can get stage fright, so how was it fair to give her own daughter the cool shoulder for it? A smile or a pat on the back from my mother was all I needed to finish my greetings without fumbling. Thank goodness for Lady Bear. She saw what's happening, and her gracious words salvaged the situation. I didn't disappoint my mother after that. I'm sure it was because the rest of my memory of that visit were pleasant. Lady Bear's warm smile, and Matilda's energetic chatter. Matilda could be as noisy as she liked and still win her mother's approval. How I envied that so much, but Lady Bear, for some reason, I can't remember what she looked like. Now I understand Latam's frustration. Being Matilda's mother, I could imagine a mature, refined version of Matilda, minus the childish energy and alright, without the hooked nose that my mother's trait. Stage 7, Rookie Actor Guide. Remember, keep the cameras hidden. That's a secret.
Whose is this? It's blocking the camera sightlines. Get it out of the way. When are we coming in? We've been waiting forever. I wish I brought a chair.
What's going on? Are they filming another movie? Do you see anyone famous?
At the end of the alley, an old abandoned house filled with cameras equipment. Crew members and actors go about their business, drawing curious glances at passerbys. One particular figure catches Leanne's attention. Someone certainly familiar.
Is that today's lunch? Mind if I take a look? Not now? Alright, fine.
That's that odd person I saw at the hospital. She works for the foundation.
Who? You mean Camerahead over there? What do you mean by odd? You think she could be a fake?
No, she's a real foundation member. I checked her information as well when I inquired about Miss Noah's file. Her name is Latham, an awakened arcanist, currently working in the Arcanum Containment Department. I wasn't given any access to her details, but based on our encounter, we should have no problem with her.
Good. Fine. I'm happy enough leaving the Awakened to their quirkiness.
She isn't their top priority. Leanne knows that. She pushes aside the odd feeling for now, following Peltier's through the crowd and onto the set.
What do you mean she hasn't eaten yet? Director Noir's doctor was explicit that she's not allowed to skip any meals. Oh, hello, officers. How can I help you?
The well-dressed woman walks over to them.
We received a call from a Lin Wang. Did you make a report about some unknown person making physical threats and stalking Miss Noir?
Yes, that's right. I'm Lin. But...
Upon hearing their purpose, Lin hesitates, glancing instantly over at one end of the set.
We did it! Abby, you're here!
Cut!
At a single command, actors freeze in place.
No. I'm afraid we'll have to roll that again.
I'm sorry, Director.
The young actor's body stiffens instantly. Based on where he's standing, it's clear that he's only a background character in this scene. With Noir seated on her throne like wheelchair, the overseer of everything didn't miss his mistake, no matter how minor it was.
Not at all. I just want more emotion this time. She's your true love, but you have been apart for a long time. Things are different now. She is. You are. Your reunion must be more complex. It isn't simply happiness you feel. You must mix that emotion with worry and guilt. She doesn't know anything about what happened to you. You can't help but worry that she will never be able to understand you. You wonder if she has got herself into any troubles. I know this is a short scene, but the audience must see a full range of emotions. You are capable of more, so be more. I know you attended drama school, so let's see that training shine. I know you can do it.
Yes, Director! I will try my best!
Simply being noticed by the famous director is enough to leave him visibly flustered. He immediately straightens up, shredding his nervous stance from moments before.
Good. Let's roll it again.
Excuse me, Director Noir.
Seizing this moment before the next take, the assistant swoops in and whispers something to Noir. Noir glances towards the two officers, her face betraying no emotion. It's impossible to tell what she's thinking.
For someone that famous, you think I'd have known she uses a wheelchair. How you feeling? Finally getting a chance to meet your favorite director. Thrilled?
Peltier nudges Leanne with her elbow, tilting forward a little as she teases her, but when she sees Leanne's face, she pauses.
What's with the long face, kid? Where'd all your excitement go? Oh, is it about the message you got?
Yes. It's just something that's bothering me.
Before Leanne can explain, the subject of the discussion rolls towards them in her wheelchair.
Thanks for coming, officers. But I believe I've already explained that this was all just a misunderstanding. As you can see, I'm in perfect health. Well, ignoring these two.
She pats her leg with a cheerful laugh. It seems the director has no qualm about their physical condition, though it hardly is the kind of joke anyone else can comfortably laugh along to.
But according to your assistant, there's been someone stalking you for months, and they've recently sent you a threatening letter. So what? That all just misunderstandings too?
I'm terribly sorry for inconveniencing you, officers. Lin is a very dedicated assistant, always looking out for me. She may have just overreacted to my situation. I don't mean to brag, but I've been in the limelight for long enough that I've seen my share of crazy fans. I'm used to it.
Sure, I get that. But about that letter you received, do you still have it?
Nora lets out a wry chuckle and shakes her head.
I'm afraid I don't have it anymore. I received so many letters, most of them friendly, some of them not so much friendly. I've made a name in this industry, and a few enemies too. If I paid any attention to the negativity, it only dragged me down. I tend not to keep the bad ones around. While I'm sure you would do a fine job keeping me safe, officers, I can't let myself worry over it. Besides, what are they going to do? Break my kneecaps? Frankly, the only thing I am worried about is that your presence is another distraction for my crew.
He casts a graceful and perhaps apologetic look around the set.
So, it's very much appreciated that you went out of your way to check in on me. But I have a movie to make. I can't disappoint my fans. Now, if you'll excuse me, we're burning daylight and I still have 4 more scenes to film. These Hollywood producers may have opened doors for me, but they also give me so many problems lately.
She smiles at the officers, as if to signal the conversation's end.
Is this really just because of her movie?
Nora has already begun to turn her wheelchair away, but Leanne stops her in her tracks.
Pardon me?
You seem to be refusing our assistance because you've decided this threat is only a harmless prank. You've decided that it's worth the risk to focus on your film. I don't mean to judge your decision. It may be understandable in some cases.
She moves closer, lowering her voice as she leans in to deliver the next sentence in a hushed voice.
But if this threat is not just a prank, if it is serious...
Am I sensing disapproval?
Nora narrows her eyes a little and raises a hand to halt her approaching assistant. This is a good sign. Leanne has earned a chance to talk for at least a little longer. She puts aside her conflicting emotions and carries it in a voice only the two of them can hear.
There has been an increase in patients coming from Chinatown showing signs of mental instability. Their symptoms include confusion, amnesia, drowsiness, and volatile anger. None of the patients seem to have anything in common. No prior history, all without a clear cause. Does that sound familiar?
Sorry. Is this leading somewhere?
After a moment of thought, Nora shakes her head and calm face carrying a perfectly measured hint of confusion.
A case. 8 years ago. He Rijun, the scriptwriter for your first big hit, Detective CO7. She burned to death in her own house. However, the cleaners found a fume reel in the debris, surprisingly intact after the fire.
Anne has been watching Yua's every expression. She doesn't miss the fleeting shift in her eyes as the mention of the film reel.
Strange, isn't it? Every other item was burnt to ash, yet this one 8mm reel was as good as new. The cleaners felt the same way. So, being curious, they played the reel. 3 of the 5 who watched it ended up in an asylum. 1 jumped from a building, and the last, according to the reports, became like an empty shell of a person.
And what's happening here reminds you of that?
There are some commonalities between the cases. I can't ignore the possibility that they are related. 2 in particular stand out to me. The similar symptoms of those affected, and you. Hard to shake the thought that these are not coincidences.
Whisper sparks among the crew as they eye the secret conversation.
What are the police still here for? Are we gonna get back to filming? Who knows? But it doesn't seem good. We are losing light here. Can these guys wrap it up already?
These memories, of course, don't escape Nora's and Leanne's notice. When she speaks again, your tone is far more direct.
Is that an accusation?
No, not at all. I'm just hoping you might be able to shed some light on our case. After our initial investigation, we officially recorded it as an ominous Arcanum incident and determined that the cause was that 8mm film reel, which contained a film titled Reunion of the 3 Swallows. To this day, however, the exact nature of the Arcanum hasn't been conclusively determined. We still aren't sure why it has this strange effect on people's minds, nor why the damage appears to be irreversible. Perhaps more importantly, we still don't know the origin behind the Arcanum on the reel. There are many possible causes that might create such an effect. One of the most common thought is from absorbing powerful emotions from an Arcanist. The darkest emotions possess the strongest power. Anger, hatred. Emotions so strong that they can outlast their bearer's death, like a curse from beyond the grave, carrying out their last will as an obsession. And in such cases, these objects are sure to lead to disaster. I believe that this film is, undoubtedly, one such cursed item. If it is the case that this film was involved in these new incidents, then we must find out what obsession it's carrying out and find a countermeasure.
I assume you're already on the case.
Indeed, I am, Miss Noah. I've been studying the report on the original case, including some of the theories of the original investigator. One of the theories suggests that, despite your collaboration on the CO7 series, there were many points of conflict between you and Miss He. In fact, the reports mention you had a violent quarrel with her on the day of the fire. There was even a question about whether you might have been responsible for her death. So, as you can see, I have more than a strong reason to believe you are connected. And if this cursed reel is behind these recent incidents, I'm afraid that you may be the intended target of this curse.
To be continued. Alright. Stage 8. I think this might be our final stage. Post-lunch questioning. The first principle is that what you see is real, but it might not be the truth. Hopefully we have enough for another 10 pull.
Damn, Rookie. Who could have guessed the famous director would be a part of her own real-life thriller? After talking to her, we still got nothing useful to go on. I can't read anything behind that smiling face of hers. But if your little theory has got any truth to it, then Noir is in real danger. So why not talk? Isn't she worried about her own life?
Gaultier channels her frustration into her food, devouring most of the meal in the blink of an eye. As she swallows the last shrimp dumpling, she turns to look at Lin, who is busy chatting with the restaurant owner.
是吗？原来对面杂货店那家的女儿也……
就是咯，最近都不知道搞什么，好多街坊家里都出了事。老卢家还算好嘞，他带个女儿去看中医，抓了药，吃了一段时间就好了不少。但是对面街口马仔，他阿妈就麻烦了。那个阿婆原本就身体不好，忽然间又变得疯疯癫癫，他们两公婆都担心死了。之前都有个靓妹来问这件事，说什么事情不太对路。哎，我说呀，就是临近年关，那些污浊的东西都出来了。
您说还有人打听过这件事？那是什么人？
他说自己是什么新科学什么鬼事务所的，好像是个神婆，刚来到唐人街这一带的。还给了我一张卡片，印得鬼马了个，不过不知道被我放到哪里去。
原来如此，多谢你。
As Leanne returns to her seat, Gaultier shoots her a questioning look.
So, any progress?
I have some bad news. First, there are more victims than we expected. Second, we're not the only ones who've noticed. We need to hurry if we don't want this case to attract wider attention.
Why don't we start with the director then? She seems like our best lead.
Having cleared the dishes closest to her, Gaultier pulls a Chun gun from the other side of the table.
I've got a hunch her case is connected with this one. Just like you said, there are too many coincidences to not dig deeper. That writer, what was it? Huh, Ridgewine? She's an arcanist, right? No surprise that she'd imbue that film with all of her final bits of hatred. I've seen a dozen cases like it. Cursed objects are weird as heck. It's definitely possible that it could have chased Noir all the way here.
But there isn't any evidence that corroborates the rivalry between Miss Noah and Miss He.
Hold on. Didn't you read that in a report by another visual? Maybe it's only hearsay, but that's something. Not only that, get this. I did some digging of my own. The night that cleaner leaped off that roof was the exact same night that Noir was in the car accident that left her legs paralyzed. It gets freakier. According to the reports, they happened within minutes of each other. And the building was less than a block away from the scene of the accident. How's that for evidence? We've got a saying in the DAA, Cadet. When it comes to Arcanum, there's no such thing as coincidences.
With this declaration, Gaultier pops the last chewing bud into her mouth.
Whether coincidence or not, it isn't much to go on. We need evidence.
Of course. We can't just leap to accusations without proof. But when it comes to arcane crime, you've got to follow your hunches. So keep your nose to the ground.
Gaultier noticed the dejection of Leanne's face, and shiftily sets down her chopsticks.
I get you. This isn't just about evidence. You don't want to point the finger at someone you admire. But you've got to pursue this, even if that means you have to separate the artists from their work.
Leanne remains silent for a moment, picking up the chilled lemon soda from the table and takes a sip.
Actually, there is another reason that I'm not entirely convinced that Miss Noah, the film incident, and the events in Chinatown are connected. In fact, it's quite a substantial reason. If our records are correct, the cursed reel was found and contained by the Foundation 6 months after the initial incident. Which means, unless something has gone horribly wrong, it should still be safely stored within the Arcanum Containment Department.
A sharp crash interrupts her words. The two turns towards the sounds.
Oops, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, Scott! The bespectacled girl fumbles with a napkin as she hurriedly tries to clean up the shattered glass she just knocked over. But her sneaky glance towards the two officers don't escape their attention, and the shiny emblem on her chest tells them exactly where she's from.
Well.
They exchange a puzzled look.
If I remember it right, you mentioned earlier that you saw someone from the Foundation acting suspicious yesterday.
Yes. Like the lady over there. She also works for the ACD.
Guess we'll have a talk with her.
I agree, Miss Baudier.
He rises from the table and approaches the girl. Oh, it's a fight.
Step into the fairy ring.
Oops, I missed it. We welcome any lead you might have, and even offer a reward for helping solve the case. No, I didn't hear anything. This is all happening so suddenly. I have urgent business to attend to. Please understand, officers. There's no need to worry, ma'am. You seem a bit flustered. Here, why don't you come sit down and we'll have a nice chat. Yes, I'm sure there's a way we can be of help to each other.
Which one first? This one or this one?
Perfectly understood.
Keep calm. A gift in return for your tooth. I found a tooth. Perhaps it's a gift for the tooth fairies.
Under Leanne's and Portia's relentless questioning, the suspicious Foundation member ultimately surrenders.
All right, I'll tell. But only to you, since you're a vigil, but she isn't, right? Sorry, I should really only disclose this info to other Foundation members.
She shoots a cautious glance at Portier. She gonna walk away? Portier says nothing, simply raising her chin at Leanne in approval. Leanne follows the girl out into the empty alley. After verifying Leanne's identity with her communication device, the girl uses a final glance up and down the alley before talking.
There's no one I would trust more than a vigil, Miss Liang. I'm here on a mission for the Foundation, and you might be able to help me with it.
September 1990, a female arcanist committed a serious assault and caused a number of casualties. She had appeared at an illegal gathering held by the Order of Enlightenment, a subordinate organization of Manes Vindictae. The Timekeeper encountered her and confirmed her identity. Anjo Nala, a Beyond Arcanist. Born sometime in the 19th century, she was sealed inside a wind-up toy in the year 1968. Since then, she has become a lethal weapon that must obey whoever possesses her toy. But back in 1985, I mean, the real 1985, that toy had been safely stored in an Arcanum containment department as a dangerous item.
Until it was stolen.
You were involved in that particular inventory check. There are 4 additional items that are now lost aside from number 066. The circumstances of the last storm and that devastating spell threw our whole organization into chaos. However, there's no excuse for failing to uphold our department's most crucial mission. Fortunately, it appears that our break-in was committed by a single culprit.
Who was the culprit?
I heard what you and your partner just said. It's about all the weird things that happen in Chinatown, right? It was my mission to catch Latham and retrieve all the arcane objects she'd stolen before they caused more damage.
Latham?
But I guess it's already too late for that.
The meaning behind these words are crystal clear. There's more room for Leon to feign ignorance.
Then you're saying that...
Yes, the cursed reel from the incident you mentioned was among the stolen items. And you said that you have some clue about its current whereabouts?
The cursed film reel, reunion of the 3 swallows, is in Chinatown. The weight of the revolution sinks heavily in Leon's chest.
I was told to operate under strict secrecy. But at this point, the faster they're retrieved, the better. So, shall we work together?
God takes a notebook from her pocket and puts a photo tucked inside.
Our main suspect is Latham, an awakened arcanist.
Oh. Leanne can't help but look surprised when she recognized the other girl in the photograph. But Scott seems to misinterpret her reaction.
It's hard for me to believe she'd do this. We were colleagues and close friends. I used to call her Loggerhead because she's the most forgetful person I know. At first, I refused to believe she could do such a thing. I still don't understand why. She's not the kind to be greedy. But the Vigils investigated the theft thoroughly, and the Vigils are not the kind to make mistakes. You've been here a few days already, right? Have you had any word about where she might be?
Scott brows furry, her expression torn between hope and fear, as if she wanted confirmation while equally dreading to hear the truth.
Sorry, I haven't.
She shakes her head. Scott's expression visibly relaxed.
Oh, what a pity.
Alright, stage 8 is done. Let's see if we can collect anything. Hopefully it gives us more drops. But let's do these things first. This document contains confidential information. Please do not take it out of the precinct. Investigation records Noir. Noir, female arcanist. Her arcane skill allows her to manipulate inanimate objects with a divine range, designating them as actors. Born in Hong Kong in 1950, graduated from USC School of Cinematic Arts in 1972. Later works at what would eventually become known as TVSB. In 1978, she begins collaborating with independent production companies to produce low-budget films. Released her debut film Model in 1979. Established new art company in 1980 and began working on the film Detective C07. In 1983, a car accident left her paralyzed from the waist down, allegedly tied to the film incident. So for more details of the film incident, please refer to the attached document. Alright. Alright, so we'll just do number 9. Hopefully we get the crystals, because that other one was pretty long. So, stage 9, a name deserved. Catch that speeding hamster.
Have a good day.
Before the owner can say goodbye, Leanne has yanked Portier out of the front door.
What's the rush? I haven't even finished my noodles.
We can eat later, but we need to find Miss Latham, now.
Wait, hold on. I'm all for chasing down a crook. But why do I get the feeling you didn't tell your Foundation friend about your run-in with Latham? What's up? Why are you keeping her in the dark?
I think that something isn't right about her. I've been to the A City before. To most, it might seem defenseless, but it's actually heavily protected by arcane rituals. According to Miss Scott, Latham acted alone. But there's nothing in her file that would suggest she's capable of that. Her arcane skill level is frankly far from remarkable. Even with insider knowledge, I don't believe it's possible she could have bypassed the security system and escaped on her own. Either Miss Latham has blamed the Foundation for fools, or she has more powerful accomplices. That leads me to another thing. This mission is not something a typical Foundation staff member would be assigned to, as Miss Scott claimed to be. There's something we don't know.
You're saying that girl with glasses lied to you?
Maybe. Or that she was being lied to herself.
Leanne pulls her SPF contact device from beneath the cloak. After a few simple taps, she turns around for Portier to see.
There was another thing I found while searching through Miss Latham's files. Or rather, what I didn't find. There were no warnings or notices on her employee records.
You mean she's not actually wanted?
No, I don't think so. Miss Scott said that their department wanted to solve this problem in secret. So I thought that might explain the reason Miss Latham's warrant wasn't on her file. However, when I tried to access more of their records to double-check my findings, I ran into a block on Miss Scott's records.
Access denied. You do not have permission to view this information. If you need access, please contact your supervisor.
A warning symbol flashes on the screen.
It could just be because I'm only a cadet. There are some files that I don't have access to yet. I contacted my supervisor, but I haven't heard anything back. I don't mean to distrust her, but I can't hold anyone above suspicion.
Portier shifts her gaze from the device screen back to Leanne.
And what about me? You're putting a lot of trust in me, Liang. Is it really all right that you're telling me all this? A dangerous item stolen from the Foundation, and possibly an inside job at that. That's a scandal in the making. You could have just lied to me, make up some kind of story. It's not hard for a smart kid like you.
Leanne gives Portier a puzzled look.
Why would I? We're partners, Miss Poitier. Hiding information from you wouldn't be right. You told me that yourself, didn't you?
Me?
Yes. The first day we were on duty together, you said you need to know what makes me tick.
I did, didn't I?
Portier seems a little dazed. Leanne looks at her, sincerely behind her eyes.
I've reconsidered it, and you're right. During my training as a vigil, our instructor emphasized many times that trusting our partner was of vital importance. And you, Miss Poitier, have proven to be capable, decisive, and compassionate. I have developed a deep respect for your work. We share the same goal, to discover the truth behind the incidents happening in Chinatown. I can't think of any reason why I shouldn't cooperate with you.
All right. Enough. I'm blushing already.
Portier cuts Leanne's off, almost frustrated.
Damn, girl. I didn't expect my meek little mouse to turn into this.
This what?
Forget it. You've made your point. Now stop it.
Portier waves a hand, signaling the conversation ends.
But you kinda missed my point. I'm worrying that the Foundation is gonna punish you for leaking classified information. Won't you get in trouble?
Though I may be a vigil of the Foundation, before that, I am the descendant of the Liang family. I'm obliged to do all that is necessary to fulfill my destiny. And given the circumstances, I think providing all relevant information that might assist us in catching the thief and retrieving the threatening arcane objects is worth bending the rules. Just a little.
Despite her conviction, Leanne can't help but hesitate a little.
Besides, I'm not under any orders to keep this a secret, so...
Cheeky. And you say you don't like bending the rules. I see you, boo. And I like it. Come on, let's work this out together. Partner.
Hotel room, okay.
Which one is my room again? Oh, right. I wrote it down. Let me see. There it is. I almost went too far again. Now the key card. Where did I put it? Oh, here. Home sweet home. Oh, I'm exhausted.
The camera head girl freezes in place. Two officers are standing in her sweet home.
Latham, right? It's been a while.
We have some questions for you. Please try to cooperate.
Leanne steps forward and closes the door on her behalf. Is that our flight? Can we switch this over? We'll use Argus.
Which of these darlings shall we attend to first?
Get out of my room or I'm calling the police. The phone is right in here in my hands. No need for that. I am the police. What? You're that video from the hospital. I was sure I was shaking off this person. So what do you want with me? I think you already know the answer to that.
Perfectly understood.
The bullet!
Still warm.
Do have a little faith in me, Master.
Don't waste my time. It's just another day on the job.
We did it! Okay, is there more to the story? When an unsuspecting prey steps into a carefully laid trap, the outcome is already decided.
All right, fine. I'll tell you everything. It was me, okay? They said I stole those arcane objects and sold them for money. Well, maybe I did. Ouch!
As she speaks, she backs closer and closer to the wall behind her until she smacks her oversized head into the window. The particular word in her statement makes Leanne tilt her head.
What do you mean, maybe?
Because, actually, I can't remember it. I can't find my memory film for that time, so really, I just don't know.
Memory film.
The so-called loggerhead, Awaken, isn't exactly a tough one. Within 30 minutes, she has spilled everything. Yet, despite the seemingly ideal result, neither of the officers looks pleased.
So, to summarize what you just said, Latham, you're an awakened piece of a movie projector, which forms a Latham loop. You were designed to play movies, not record them, and that's why you suffer from severe amnesia. You can only recall things that happened within the last 3 days, and after that, you'll forget almost everything. Do I got that right?
I guess so.
You guess so?
Portier's silly questioning startles the girl. She shrinks further into the corner, wedging herself between the window and the nearby chair.
I can see why that friend of yours calls you Loggerhead. You deserve the name. What is going on here?
It's understandable. Awakened arcanists often suffer side effects related to their origins and materials, but still, this is quite unusual, to say the least. So, she has no memory of what happened 3 days ago, or even any of the cases she was involved in. So then, she's basically useless to our investigation. I can only imagine what a disaster it would be if you showed up in a Detective CO7 movie.
Hey, that's rude. How come I'm a disaster?
The girl, mustering what little courage she has left, waves her middle fist into defiance. But her feeble resistance has no effect on the officers. After sighing in unison, they exchange a glance.
What do you think?
I've made a request for Miss Latham's detailed records, but I don't think she's lying. Back at the hospital, the best lie she could come up with was a hamster riding a stethoscope. I kind of doubt she's a master manipulator.
Alright, to be continued. So we just finished number 9. Any other side stuff? Nope. Okay. So those are just points. Okay.